Hello everyone, it's me Shagufta and welcome back to our Python series with me. In today's video, we discussed about error handling. So the first question that arises in your mind is that why we need error handling? Because we see that we have an errors so let me clear you from a scenario like sometimes when we write code, we get error in that. Of course, not sometimes we get errors oftenly. So whenever a programmer made a mistake, or sometimes the mistake can be done by a user, like let's suppose we requested someone to record from the user, and those record were unable to load. So the reason is that it's because of the user error. So if the error happens, our Python program can be terminated. We don't want our program to stop because of an error. That's why we do error handling in Python. Because like if we made a program where a user have an authority to use that, so there must be a possibility that error happen, but we don't even want that our program will stop. But we want our program working whatever user gave us the input, our program work. That's why we use error handling. So for this we use like error handling, and in this we use try except code. Okay, so now first we talk about the types of error. So like three types of error we know is about a logical error, a syntax error, and a runtime error. So in the syntax error, if you see an example, like there must be some writing mistakes, or like if I don't even write in a same for in a in a great format, like the spacing, like the spellings, and these types of mistakes are the syntax error. Okay, whenever we talk about the logical error is that we give input right, but the we got wrong output from the program. Like let's suppose if we have to add something, like we have to enter input from a user, and we don't even convert our like the string to an integer. Like someone, like there's an example, as you see, if I have an example that enter a number, and here I enter a number 2, and the other example is enter a number, and there I enter number 3. But if we don't even change our type of the string and then we add it, we get an answer of 23. But this is not true logically, because we get an answer of 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So this is like a logical error. Okay, but what is a runtime error? So runtime error is like you give them, you don't have any syntax issue, you don't get a wrong output, but something an error, whenever you make a program, let's suppose that you ask the like you make a program and you ask the user to handle this program, like enter an input and run this program. So sometimes there is an error happens because of the use of the user. So these errors are, we can say it as a runtime error. Okay, so simply if I make a program, like simply if I have to say, like I have to get an input from a user. For this we have to use an input function, but here I do a simply, like here I get 10 and b is equal to 5, and here I want to print like a divided by b, and also I have to print by. Okay, I don't even apply. Okay, so you see our answer is 2.0 and 5. But if I do some other changes, like if I change a value from 0, so let's see what's happened. So you see our error, where is that the 0 division error, division by 0. But there is an error in the first, like you don't even like give me the value of print a divided by 2, like b. But why do you don't even give me like by, like if there is an error, you stop the program, you don't move further. So for this we use like a try except code. Okay, Like simply if I have to solve this example, like I have to run the print by, so how can I do that? For this, if I we use try and accept, like simple I use this same scenario in below, and here I print like simply 5, and here first I try, like I use try statement. Try is simply like a critical statement, like if I have to print a divided by b, okay, this is my try statement. You have to try to run this, but if it's not happened, you move to the accept statement, okay, and where I write accept as exception, okay, accept exception, okay, and here I print the error that you found is that zero division error. Like I see that if it's happened, you see a result like, hey, you don't, you cannot, okay, divide a number by zero, okay. So let's see what's happen if I have to print. Okay, so this is the case, and I have to it's about the condition, like to accept it or not. Like you have two condition. Try to run this, but if it not run, you accept this. Okay, if there is an error or something like that. But I want to print by at the end. It must. Okay, program. So you see our answer is that you can't divide a number by 0, and our by is also printed. Okay. So like the we have another practice, like if we have to open an file, so we have to write must like resource open and resource closed as we have to open a file. Okay, simply if I have, because it's a great practice for a coder to do that. For here I have to print like print like resource open, okay, and also the we must have to close it, okay, like resource closed, okay. So what's happened if I have to change my condition here 5, okay. So what's happened if I run this program? So you see our answer is smooth. Like first we have to resource open, like we have to open a file and we have to run this program. And then we have to close and then we want to print a by, and that's what execute. But what happened if I have to print like here if I change my condition like b is equal to 0, so when I run this program, so you see our resource is open, and here you see a condition where you see that hey, you can't divide a number by 0 and by, but your resource can't be closed. So like you say, yeah, we have to change this situation, like if we have to remove this, like simply if I have to remove this, okay, and here we have to print it, okay, like here we have to write print resource closed, okay. Okay, so what's happened if I run this program? So you see, we easily like we open a resource, but we also close our resource. What happened? Like simply you see like 10 divided by 0. First they go to the try statement. First they print resource open, and then they run this program like print a divided by 2, but and it's not happen. So then they shift it to the accept statement and they print a line and then they close. But if I have to run in this sequence, what happen if I change my B to 5? So you see our resource is open but don't even closed, because we don't even run our accept condition. That's why we don't even print. And the other case is that if I have to print it like that, okay. So let's see if it's happened. So you see our resource open and resource close. But like sometimes it's don't even happen. Like we don't have any condition. So for this case, we use here a third step in our try except code, which is finally, which we call is finally. Okay, which means that you have a condition to accept, like to try and accept, like you have an like way, like you first try to like utilize try to run this program of try statement. Yeah, like you have to try the critical statement. If it's not happened, you move to the accept statement and you have to accept it, like you have to like handle the error in the accept block. But in the finally, you must have to print something that must be happen. Okay, so if I run this program and if I have to do that, so you see our answer is simply smooth, like resource open, resource closed. Okay, now let me change it like 0. So what's happened? So you see our resource open, and here you can't divide a number by 0, and our resource closed and by. So you see how smoothly we can do it. And the other thing that I have to tell is that like in the accept condition we do much more. Like if you have, in this case I have only one issue, like 10 divided by 0. But when we make a critical program or something like that, we have to think about the errors. Like errors have different types of errors. Sometimes this is about like a value error. In this case, like in the above case, you see this is a division by 0. That's why we here we accept is that a divide a 0. Like here you use like accept as, like simply you say that accept as division by 0. This error we have to resolve it. And then the next example, next exercise, like we have to do it like easily. So this is all for the today video, and in the next video we talk about the file handling. So stay tuned.